Alright, so you might be asking yourself, what is a medium light? Well, it's pretty simple. It's a medium played with light characteristics. So you take the combination of the light play style being really evasive with the medium class being full aggro, crackhead style play, dueling people with advantage as you go. And you use your mobility tools and dematerializer to help you take aggressive angles and clean up one enemy at a time, surgically removing them so that you can win every battle you get into. So I'm not going to bullshit you, we're just going to hop right in. But before we cover what a medium light is, we need to look at what a medium is good at in a vacuum and a light is good at. That way we can combine both of their best characteristics together. If you've played any amount of the finals, you'll know that the lights are really good at picking targets off one at a time, dueling them, so to speak.
Cash out underway. Thanks to the
Lights also have the highest mobility out of all of the classes in the game, what with grapple hook and dash, and their just natural faster run speed, they're able to get places quicker. With all the weapons that the light class can have, they all usually have extremely high time to kill, bursting down opponents before they're able to really do anything. Tied into their mobility, they can close gaps quick with their dash and grapple hook, but they can also be extremely evasive with their dash and grapple hook. But in my opinion, the single best trait of the light class is their sense of omnipresence. For the light class, this is extremely important, being omnipresent. And that means being present anywhere and everywhere. Just the fact that a light can exist in a space. Like, if left unchecked, a light can really contest a lot of angles that are close because of their burst TTK weapons. Look here to see how you use your movement options to both move out of the fight and stay in it at the same time, constantly threatening different angles with your movement abilities. Omnipresence also allows for chase, so if you know someone just got into a fight and they're typically going to be a little bit lower than full health, you can use your mobility to close in the gap on them to finish off a kill. Or you could use it, like I said before, to just leave the fight but come back at a different spot later on, which is extremely powerful. What is medium really good at? Well, for starters, contesting medium range sightlines. And if you do this good enough, you can actually contest smaller sightlines too. Really, one of the bigger advantages between playing a medium over a light is just the higher health pool. You can use it to trade a lot more often. If you're using dematerializer, you can just instantly go through walls and then seal it back if someone's chasing you. Or you can use it to open new angles that the enemy previously didn't even think existed. Or even better is you can drop people through the floor if you know exactly where they're going to be. I mean, I personally like doing this when they take cash out because it's the easiest way to stop them from doing it. I think people really downplay how broken it is to be able to just look through any wall you want and then close it back up at any time. One thing that the medium has over the light too is consistency. I mean, depending on what specialization you use and what weapon you use, you can actually just be more consistent throughout the entire game. Lights often have to force 50-50s, and they're not usually in their favor either. Medium, on the other hand, has more than enough health to do so. With that, it increases the consistency of your fights. And don't even get me started on the defib. Aside from bringing back your teammates instantly, even though they're kind of on a timer now before they actually come back, just doing it in the middle of a fight does the one thing that light wishes they had, and that's creating a distraction that's not themselves. A defib as a medium can give you an opportunity to kill an enemy that otherwise would have been targeting you and you would have died instead. Defib can create such a huge distraction for you to do whatever you want with in the amount of time it takes for them to load. Contrary to what I believe is popular belief, I actually believe defib can be used more aggressively than people give it credit for. So what does this combination look like? Well, you have the health of a medium and the style of gameplay as a light. So dueling is easier. You use as much mobility as possible, so you just take jump pad and zipline with you. both of which are fucking amazing for taking different angles and chasing people down. You use the dematerializer for easy access into guarded locations and easy evasion from people chasing you. And above all else, your omnipresence. Remember when I was saying that omnipresence as a light is extremely good for them? Well, I believe it's even better with a medium, and here's why. First, every class in the game can make you look at them just by shooting you and drawing your aggro. But for a light to be deadly, if they're using, say, the M11, the XP, the pistol, the Beretta, any of them, they have to be relatively close to you. So if a light's not close to you and they're not using the sniper or the marksman per se, then honestly, they're not that much of a threat. What I'm trying to say is your effective range of your omnipresence is lower due to your decreased range with your weapons. And that's where medium fills back in the gap. See, because every weapon that the medium has is specifically intended to be used for medium range engagements, you can effectively be threatening at a larger range than a light would. This gets even dumber when you just use movement options like the zipline and the jump pad. You essentially put a medium on wheels, and that is scary. I want you to just imagine a diagram of the medium and light's effective range with their respective weapons. Minus the sniper and the marksman, literally all of medium's weapons have a higher effective range to kill people, and they're more consistent at killing people at range too. What this means as medium is you can be more of a pain in the ass from a larger range than the light could. However, there are a couple of big major drawbacks from playing this playstyle. Well, for starters, you have to have amazing game sense, both with light and medium light. I would say especially more for the light class, just because you have lower health. One wrong move could easily just kill you. If you're playing medium and you're playing a really far angle out from the rest of your team and a light jumps you, well, you better hope you have better aim than them, because their weapons are specifically made to kill you at smaller ranges. So if you both have perfect aim, usually the light will tend to win over you, especially if they're using something like the M11. You'll just get shredded. And because lights have more movement speed than you and technically are faster, if you're being chased by one and you're extremely far away from your team, that could end poorly. But the biggest drawback of all of this is just that because you're only bringing two movement options, instead of light having a specialization to let them move around faster, you actually don't have another game plan besides mid-range poking people till they die. This can easily become an issue when you fight two heavies and they're running double dome shield, double mesh shield. Or if there's even one heavy and all of the mediums on their team are just defibbing over and over and over. In this regard, you actually don't have an answer to that other than shooting the shields. But besides that, this is the playstyle I've been playing since Recon FCAR back in Season 1. And if it got me to Diamond, it can get you there too.
Zip line over here!